This is creating your story with Simon Mainwaring, who is an expert in storytelling and is working with big companies to help them find their story. So the goal of this is actually for you to model what we're doing, and then if you want to take it a step further, Simon has a program for that on his website. So I hope we don't have to reveal so many embarrassing things about myself, but let's try. What's the first thing that I need to know about starting to craft my story?
Well, I mean, there's three things I'd start by saying. The first is everyone who's tuning into this hangout would agree with, it's that social media, in whatever form, has enabled a dialogue between brands and consumers. So, as much as it was frustrating not to be able to reach a lot of people before because small companies didn't have a media budget, now that there is social media, we need to embrace this new role as brands, as marketers. So we really need to define what we stand for. The second thing is that one of the biggest problems I see time and time again is that most brands don't know who they are. They either, especially if they're a small company, they're so focused on just building their business each week and making sure that there's paper in the photocopy machine or whatever it might be, that marketing is always a luxury at the end of it. But you really need to define who you are, because an undefined brand is unshareable. Wow. That's the bottom line. If I can't tell you who I am, how could somebody else talk about you to somebody else on their own social media channels? And the third thing is, if some companies do have a sense of who they are, what they often do is they talk in different ways across different channels or through different marketing tactics or, with different campaigns. So they may say one thing about themselves on YouTube, they may say another thing about themselves on Google+, they may have a new product launch and say something else about themselves. And what they end up doing is broadcasting their schizophrenia. And the challenge with that is that, again, you rob other people of the ability to talk about you on their own social media channels to their friends, to their peers, to their colleagues. So I would really stress the fact that the true power of social media and, Google On Air, Hangouts, and all these sorts of things is that it's the ability of you to reach many people at once, but for you to reach one person in a meaningful way so they can amplify your message, your brand, your products and services to others.